Aloha and welcome to iTeach808, Empowering Hawaii's Teachers and in Technology Conference, sponsored by the Augustine Educational Foundation and Sacred Hearts Academy of Honolulu. My name is Derek. I'll be facilitating this session. We're so honored to have Danielle Todd join us today to share her experience and expertise through this 45-minute presentation named Free Your Library Card. Please be aware that we'll be recording the session. If you don't like being recorded, you may consider turning off your camera during the session or reviewing the recording afterwards. The recording will be made available on YouTube and shared on iTeach808's website a week after this event. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Danielle.
Hi, thank you so much. As he said, my name is Danielle Todd, and I am with the Hawaii State Public Library System. I work in the Office of Library Development, and we specifically do programs, promotions, and training, and I'm the Staff Development Coordinator, which basically is a training component. And I'm so happy to be here, and I want to say thank you to the Augustine Educational Foundation and Sacred Hearts Academy of Honolulu for having me be here today and share free resources that you can get with your Hawaii State Public Library System card. So without further ado, today we're going to cover 4 areas because there's a lot to cover. So what I did was I put things into 4 categories. So explore, read, learn, and watch. And this is just a small fraction of our digital resources that are all completely free with your library card. First off, I would love to know how familiar you are with our resources. So I do have a poll at Mentimeter. So if you go to menti.com and enter the code 8375-8936, you can also scan that QR code. I think there's only a couple people here, but we can still do this. I'm just going to look and see if we have any results. And if you're having any trouble getting to the poll, please let me know. So what do you know about digital resources at HSPLS? And again, if you're having trouble getting there, let me know.
Aloha, could you show the QR code again?
Yeah,
please.
Right there.
Thank you.
Thank you. I guess I moved too quick. Sorry about that. I'm experimenting with the new presenter mode, so hopefully everything goes okay. Are we ready to look at the results? Oh, okay, so we're tied and you don't know anything or you know a little bit. So we're going to go over a lot of stuff right now, and you're going to be surprised about how much you learn you can do with your library card. So our first section was explore, and I'm just going to go over our website, our mobile app, and also tell you a little bit about the virtual library card. So our website is librarieshawaii.org. This is our home for pretty much everything that the public library does. So you can search for books. Our quick links are our easiest way to find our most used resources. We also have a tutorials tab, and I'm actually going to pause that for a second. So if you click over here, there's tutorials, and they actually go over our different digital resources. So you can come back and look at those anytime you want. So there's a whole bunch of them. And they actually show little videos and give you an idea of what we have on there. Also on our website, we have things about our community. You can ask us a question. And we have information on upcoming events like our Nene Award Book Club, which is a virtual book club. We also have stories from our community and all kinds of great stuff. So more than just looking for books, there's tons of things about what the library has to offer on our website, which is librarieshawaii.org. Something that's a little bit newer is our mobile app. We've had a mobile app for years, but we updated it about a year ago. And one of the great things that we have on there is that you can check your account. So you can see this is my account. I had 2 things checked out. It also shows my fines, but you can also do contactless checkout. So I went into the library and this is in real time. I'm checking out a book with my phone. I just scan the barcode and it checks it out to me. And so I'll actually show you, it shows in real time that now I have 3 books checked out. Another great thing you can do with this is manage multiple cards in one place. So if you have a family, you can link accounts and that way you can manage and see who has what checked out and when things are due. You can also renew items that are eligible for renewal all through the app, and it's available on iOS and Android. Digital cards. So what if you want to use our digital resources, the library's closed, you can't get in to get a new card. You can actually apply for a library card online, and what it'll do is grant you access pretty much immediately to all HSPLS digital resources, and it's valid for 45 days. If you needed to activate it and get a full use card, you wanted to request books or anything else, you'd have to go in person and they would update your information and give you a real physical card. So this one is just online and you can only use it for virtual or digital resources. But that's on our quick links on our homepage. You can click on that. The registration form is on the left there, and then you'll get a confirmation email pretty much immediately as soon as you turn that in. Okay, so read. We are a library system. We have a ton of stuff that you can read. So I'm going to go over some of our most popular. Libby/Overdrive. This is our version of Sora. So if you're familiar with Sora, it's all powered through the same thing, but for public libraries, it's packaged as Libby. Libby is the app version of Overdrive for the public. If you're used to Overdrive ebooks, it's still available. You just have to go through a browser to get there. So you can download the Libby app, you sign in with your library card, or again, you can go to librarieshawaii.org and click on Overdrive for ebooks. There's thousands and thousands of ebooks available. It also has e-magazines, e-comics, and e-audiobooks. I use it for audiobooks a lot. So this is going on to Overdrive. You can get it from our drop down under Read or Browse. So this is the typical, welcome, but there's also collections. So if you're looking specifically for children's books, you can come down here and you can see these are all of our children's books that are available. One of the things I like to do is do a search and go to advanced search, and then I look for availability and available now. That's especially helpful with children. So you can look and see what's available right now. So we'll see any of these I could click on and read right away. You can filter all of that as well. So if you wanted to only look at fiction or different interest or Lexile levels, you can do that and filter that as well. So that's a quick little overview of Libby/Overdrive. Bookflix is really fun. It's animated picture books for pre-K to 2nd grade. And they're by Weston Woods. If you're familiar with those DVDs that used to come out, now they're animated and online available through Bookflix. What's kind of cool about Bookflix is that they are paired fiction and nonfiction. They also have comprehension games, and there's some teacher resources on that site as well. I really think Bookflix can be fun, even if you're not using them in a classroom. To use one-on-one with a child is kind of a fun way of introducing these concepts. So Bookflix, again, you can get it from Browse in our dropdown or from the quick links.
Click on a category or
It's
click on
very-
the feature to begin.
It's a very child-friendly interface.
Animals and nature.
So I'm going to watch the story Bear Snores On. And I'll fast forward a little bit too.
It sounds growl.
One of the great things is that it actually highlights
But
the
the
text as it's
bear-
read.
Snores on.
But then you can also read the nonfiction pairing that goes with it. So this will show you can either do a read along, so it'll read it to
Bear
you.
cubs. A bear is a mammal. Mammals have hair and give birth to babies.
You can also turn that off and read on your own. And anything that's highlighted is a definition.
Mammal, an animal with hair that produces milk to feed its babies.
So that's a nice thing.
Read the
Puzzlers.
clue below. Click on the word it matches.
Puzzlers are really comprehension games. So I'm just going to show you what those look like in here.
Match all the words to uncover a picture. Read the sentence below. Is it fact or fiction? Click on a button to give your answer. Bears talk.
Nice work.
Bears live in dens. Look at these 3 pictures. What happened first? Drag that picture to the yellow box.
There's also explore the web. So these are all been looked at and they're appropriate for the age group, and meet the creators. So you can learn about the author and illustrator.
Click on a category.
There's
Or click on the
also
feature to begin.
There's also teacher resources on here. So if you click on the little book on an apple, this is an easy way to look through the catalog instead of the child interface. You can do some searching. There's also resources. So you can see on the left, there's suggestions on how to use the paired reading library programs, classroom activities, and downloadable resources. Most of the downloadable resources are actually information to give to parents about this resource. So that's something to check out and kind of have some fun with. Beanstack, you might be aware of. The DOE also has a subscription with Beanstack, and we do have Tandem set up. So what that means is that DOE students who are using Beanstack in their school, they can actually tie their DOE account to their library account, and then the reading, they only have to log in one place and it keeps track in all their different reading challenges. It's a little bit complicated, and it's actually something that I would love to talk to DOE about more and how we can really integrate these better. But right now we're finishing up our Read for a Better World Challenge. We have other challenges coming up this spring, Women Changemakers, National Poetry Month, and Asian American and Pacific Islanders Month. And then of course, summer reading is coming. But if you go to librarieshawaii.beanstack.org, you can sign up for Beanstack at any time. Again, could get into a whole thing about how to sign up for Tandem from DOE, but it's a little bit tricky, and I know not everyone here is a DOE teacher. So I'm going to move on from Beanstack. For a little bit older readers, or even yourself, we have Press Reader. It is an online global newspaper and magazines, and there's 6,000 plus newspapers and magazines from 120 countries and 60 languages. I recorded this on Monday, so you'll see that's the most up to date, or I guess there's Tuesday. Oh, because that's in China, so they were already Tuesday then. I'm sorry. So that's their same day publication. So I opened up the app on my phone. This is kind of showing you an idea of what it looks like. If I wanted to read a publication, I can read it right then or download a new issue. Just takes a second. So this is what it looks like. It looks exactly like a newspaper, but that's extremely hard to read. So you can actually tap on the area that you're interested in. And then you can read it. You can also adjust the size of the text. There's also options to bookmark things and read them later, create new collections. So if you're doing research on something, you can listen to it, you can translate. It should have the listen in just a minute where it reads it live. Yeah.
Biden at risk of failing black voters.
So,
Unkept promises on voting rights and criminal.
So then it'll actually read the article to you. So that's another option to think about, things that you can use. And you can see you have the latest issues and back issues of all kinds of different things. One resource that I think more people need to know about is our New York Times digital edition. So what you're going to want to do is sign in through librarieshawaii.org and not just the app itself. So I'm going to show you what that kind of looks like. So this is my phone. I'm going to open the app. So it'll show you the front page, but then when I go in to read it, it'll ask me to register, and I'm going to hit a paywall. So what I'm going to do is go to the library website, scroll down to the quick link on New York Times. And this is going to give me a 72-hour pass to access New York Times digital edition. Just note that this doesn't include New York Times Cooking or the crosswords. Those are separate subscriptions. So now I'm logged in. I'm not hitting a paywall. And I can access the New York Times digital edition. So one thing about New York Times that you might not know is there's actually an education and a learning network. So you have all the regular subjects and sections that you're used to seeing. The style section is always fun, or the book section, but you can also search for education, and there's an education section. Under that, you'll see the learning report, the newest news about education, but let me just go back a second. If you look right here, the learning network at the top, there's actually the learning network has activities for student and resources for teachers. So you have writing prompts, daily questions, there's lessons of the day, quizzes, contests, a lot of stuff going on that you could use and pull out for lessons, give context to world events. It's a really fascinating resource that I would love to hear more about how you could use it in classrooms or how libraries could support you in that. Okay, so that was read. We're going to go over learn. So there's even more stuff, again, completely free with your library card. So we have a ton of databases, so many databases. So if you go to research and you view all of our databases, you're going to see a big, long list that's not, in my opinion, the most helpful when you're trying to do research and you don't know what you're looking for. We do have by topic. And if you look, they break things down into grades and different topics. And this is something that we're looking to expand on. There is a section just for teachers. So if you were looking for professional developed collection, there's some things there. We also have some grade levels. So this is 4 through 6. So these are databases for those grade levels. And then we also have a lot of other areas you could look into, current events, all kinds of stuff. Another area that's kind of fun to look into is Mango languages. So Mango, let me just go back a little bit. Sorry. Mango is self-paced online or via the Mango app. There's over 70 languages available to learn. You would just create an account through Mango and sign in with your library card, and then you choose a language to start learning. So it's really similar to Duolingo or some of those others that you've seen. So Mango is really fascinating. So how you get there is to do the drop-down menu from Learn and go to Mango Languages. And there's a list of their most popular, but if you look at See All, these are the 70 languages that we have access to. And one of them is Hawaiian. So I'm just going to do a demo of what that the first lesson looks like.
By the end of this chapter, you'll be able to easily participate in a conversation like this.
Aloha, pehea oi.
Mai ka iau, a'o oe.
So that's just a quick demo of what that looks like. So you can hear the languages and then practice saying things. This is a great resource. Maybe you have a student or somebody who wants to learn another language. That seemed to be a big topic when I was a children's librarian. I get kids come in and say, I want to learn Japanese or I want to learn whatever. And this was a great way to introduce them to that. Also, maybe they're taking a language class already and need a little extra help. So Mango's there to help with both of those instances. Another learning opportunity that I think is especially helpful to teachers and librarians. Our public library librarians have been using this and loving it, is Scholastic Teachables. And it is an online database from Scholastic that we have the licensed content for to use for educational purposes. It's for pre-K to grade 8, and it has over 25,000 skills sheets and all kinds of stuff. So if you go to our website and go to the quick links, we have Scholastic Teachables, and there's a little page that tells you more. But basically what you're going to see is this. It's really easy to search through. They have a lot of filters on here to help you find things. But to give you an idea, this is a worksheet for 100 charts. You can also search by topic. So you could either do by grade or subject. So let's look at things for 6th graders. These are their most popular, but you can see there's over 4,000 results. If we go back to topics, theme, types of activities, genres, there's also mini books, which can be really helpful, especially with lower grade levels. So for this one, I'm going to just do fiction mini book and kindergarten. And I'm going to do this one that's about sequencing. So making hot chocolate. And if you look at the full product detail, it gives you some more details and things related to it. But one of the cool things is you can actually choose the way you want to see it. So maybe you only want the pictures or you only want the words, depending on what you want your students to get out of this exercise, or you could do both, which is kind of cool. There's also the Family Hub. So if you have parents or caregivers looking to do additional work, this is a place you can direct them to. You can also search for a special keyword or a standard. The differentiation collections is something I didn't show in that recording, but that is another option. So if you're looking for differentiation sets or worksheets, that's worth checking out because they have areas that are this concept either below, at, or above grade level. So then that kind of helps you with your planning and getting things out to your students. So that's Scholastic Teachables. It's really powerful. Petersons Test Prep is great for our older students looking for SAT. I put SAT twice, but I meant ACT, SAT, ASVAB, and more. So what I'm going to show you on the screen, we might change an icon, but it's the same process to get there. So if you go to Learn from our drop down and Prepare for College, this is going to be Petersons Test Prep. There you go. And so what you'll see are some foundational things on improving your skills. So if you needed to practice any tests, you can do that here. So college, international, grad school even, which is pretty impressive. You can look at finding a school and they have scholarship searches and career planning. There's a whole section on exploring careers, which is a great thing for high schoolers to kind of figure out where do they want to go, and vocational test prep. This was something that we would get asked for a lot when I was in the public library. Firemen, police, ASVAB, test prep. So just to show you what the military or ASVAB ones look like, you can do the test prep, you can take courses, and again, all of these are completely free with your library card. And they're from Petersons, which is one of the companies that we would go through to buy actual test prep booklets anyway. So that's one resource for that. We also have Learning Express, which has some of that as well, but some additional things. So you can learn core skills. It includes a citizenship exam, lots of different things for people of all ages. So again, that one is under Learn. And if you go to Learning Express Library, and it's powered by EBSCO, you can see under General, you have things for all different ages, including grades 4 through 8, educator resources. So you could look at elementary, improving math and English skills, There's a high school library. So they have all kinds of things in there, including college prep, so ACT, SAT, AP exams, the TFOIL, college placement practice. And if you look at the adult core skills, this might not be of interest as a public school, or not public school, but it's teacher, but there's also things on becoming a US citizen, which is something that we know isn't necessarily accessible to a lot of people who need it. So now you know, if you have anyone who asks, the public library does have that as well through Learning Express. One of our newest resources is NorthStar, and we're really working on ramping that up. The cool thing about NorthStar is that you'll be able to take online assessments and also take online courses. We're working on adding in-person courses with instructors soon, but with the pandemic, that's been kind of derailed. But that's the overall goal, is that you'll be able to take an assessment and then take a course in person to learn some basic computer skills. So that one is on our quick links as well. And we have some information. Now this one looks a little different because you do have to select a library because we hope to do in person. So I'm not going to create an account. I already have one. I'm going to pretend to be a guest just to give you a demo. And so these are the assessments. And basically what you do is you can look at these different areas and see what you need to work
Open
on.
Microsoft Word by double-clicking on the desktop icon and opening a new blank document.
And this is exactly what it looks like. It has you basically do the skill to
questions
assessment.
are about the parts of the Word window. First, click on the ribbon in the picture shown.
So these are the different parts of the assessment. So you can see they cover quite a bit. And then if I wanted to build my skills, take an online course, I'll show you the basic computer skills.
You're probably sitting in front of a computer right now. But what exactly is it? And what can you do with it? There are several kinds of computers. Desktop computers are big and heavy, and so usually sit on a desk or a table. To use a desktop computer, you...
All right, so that just gives you an idea, but this is what you're covered in the course. So finding your way around the computer. So this is a course is for someone who has no experience with computers at all. But as you can see, there were also courses on Microsoft Office or Excel. So we're really trying to expand our offerings for digital literacy and computer skills and offering that to everyone. Okay, we're on to our last section, which is watch. So Canopy is basically the library system's version of Netflix or any of your streaming services. And what it does is it actually showcases award-winning indie or classic or foreign films. There's documentaries and educational videos. There's a ton in Canopy, and a lot of it is not available on other streaming platforms. One of the things about this, unlike our other digital resources, this one you only get 3 credits per month. So you can watch 3 movies a month. The children's movies, I believe, are free though. So you don't have to worry about it as much. And most of those are like 30 minutes because they're, you know, of reading a picture book. But to give you an idea, if you go to our quick links and click on Stream Canopy, it'll explain all of that to you. You'll go to Canopy. And this is what Canopy looks like. So first of all, I want to acknowledge that you probably will not be using this part of Canopy right in a classroom. Eyes Wide Shut and American History X, probably not what you're going to be using in a classroom, at least not an elementary or high school. But there are lots of things on here that would be great for you. So under Browse, there's documentaries, and there's also, I'm going to go to Education, and there's actually teacher education development. So you'll see there's a lot of things under there that may be of interest to you for your own professional development. The other thing I'm going to show you is Canopy Kids. So to get to Canopy Kids, you would go up to your name basically in your username, and you're going to click on Canopy Kids, and it's going to change over to all child-friendly content. There we go, Canopy Kids. So a lot of these are all educational child centers things. There's ones that are books that are read to you. There's animations of classics like A Snowy Day, Sesame Street. This one is the Storytime collection. So I'm just going to show you a Small, Small Pond.
Drowse. Doze.
That one was a little too sleepy for me. But if I go back to Canopy Kids, you can see you really do stay in this area. It's hard to get back to the regular Canopy. And even if you go to browse, you can kind of limit it down to just look at history or science or different areas. So that's Canopy and Canopy Kids. We also started during the initial lockdown with the pandemic, we started virtual programs that we're really proud of. So we were able to create story time at home videos, crafts, which we call HSPLS Creates. We have author talks and a whole area of book talks, including Nene Award book talks that you can use and watch as many times as you like. So the way to get to those is if you go to our website again, and there's this area called virtual programs. So we talk a little bit about that. We also have book clubs, but this is our playlist for story times, creates videos, and talk story with. You can also go to our YouTube channel, which is where all of this lives, which is youtube.com Hawaii State Public Library System. It's long, but that's what we had to get for our URL. And you can see we have videos on all kinds of stuff. We've had some really interesting talks with people from NASA, so many interesting things. So yeah, check us out. There's a lot going on there. And if you work with middle grades, so grades 4 through 6 for the Nene Award, we've been putting together book talks specifically on that award nominee list, and those have been really popular. Okay, let's finish up our poll. If you could go back to that Mentimeter, I'm going to make sure I go to the right slide. And just let me know, did you learn about a new resource, and how likely are you to use any of these? So I'm just going to give you a minute to get there. Okay. Oh, I see there was a lot of chat. I'm sorry. So were you able to learn about something new? I'll go back to that QR code in case you need it, or the menti.com. Is it, hang on. Hi, is everyone there? Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm having a little bit of an issue with my Zoom.
Oh, no, you're still there.
Okay, sorry. That was really it for me. Do you guys have any questions? I'm seeing Okay, I'm seeing your messages. You're having trouble getting into the Minty. Sorry about that. And great, Selena, I will talk to you about 808 reads. And I think, yeah, I might have a meeting with you in a couple weeks anyway. So that's great. Any other questions?
I had a question because the app that I have on my phone, it seems different, like the interfacing, and I was like, oh shucks, I didn't
Yeah,
know. Oh,
we updated
yeah.
our app. We had an old app, and then we
Oh,
rolled out this new one because we actually changed vendors.
okay.
Yeah, so I would, if you delete that one and then
Yeah.
get the Libraries Hawaii, that should be the one in the App Store now.
Okay. I'll go check. Thank you. This was great. This was fabulous.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you so much.
I know it was a
Yeah,
lot. I threw a lot at you, but I
no,
was
it's
just like,
okay.
this is a way to get started on stuff. And yeah, there's a ton of stuff out there. I
Yeah,
didn't even go into everything.
I'm
I didn't
sure.
even go into databases because that would
Wow.
take a whole other hour. So I see Laurel was asking what our most popular digital resource with schools is, and I'm not 100% sure. We haven't really heard a whole lot. We're working on working with the DOE a little bit more and hoping to get some feedback. I know that we were working with Joanna Dunn, who was reaching out to librarians and asking them about what resources they wanted to have highlighted on our website a little bit more. So we got a list. So we're working on making a page for that, but I'm not quite sure when that's going to be up. Hopefully mid-February. So it'll be easier to find by grade level. Yeah. So yeah, check us out, our YouTube. So much fun stuff.
Danielle, what's the best way to contact you if we have questions, like just or want to learn more?
Sure. Can I put
Yeah.
my email
Yeah.
in the chat?
Mahalo.
So it's just my danielle.todd@librarieshawaii.org. So yeah, I know a lot of people couldn't make it. I was up against some pretty interesting topics. I wanted to check out the Padlet one. When this is recorded, please share it, tell people about it. We really want you guys using our resources. We want to support education as much as we can. Yeah. All right. If that's it. Yeah. Thank you again. And thanks for inviting me. All right. Bye.
Mahalo, Danielle. Thank you.
Okay, mahalo to Danielle and everyone participating. We hope you find the session helpful and made some valuable connections. Please help us by completing the survey on iTeach808 website. I'll post it in the chat. The survey will be sent to your email address that you registered with. Please make sure to check your spam folder from any emails from iTeach808hawaii@gmail.com. You will be entered to win one of $25 Target gift cards if you complete the survey by February 4th. Thanks for being here today. Feel free to join the other sessions coming up. Have a wonderful day. You're welcome.